If he has a great playoffs game and great playoff run, say you get to the NFC Championship game, it's like, oh, Caleb is really that guy. If he has a terrible game and they lose, it's like, come on, Caleb. And then if he's mediocre and he's in the middle, I think that it's going to be, again, what is Caleb? So I think for him, it's legitimately a create your narrative kind of game.
This is going to sound like so much hate, and I swear it's not.
Welcome to the Warner Brothas Podcast. My name is Keenan, joined by Kyle, joined by Timmy, joined by Brandon. We just had part one talking about NFL awards, talking about the crazy firings headlined by John Harbaugh. But right now, that's the past, technically. We're now talking about these tiers, which is kind of going to be previewing the future, which will be the NFL playoffs. So last year when I did my quarterback rankings, I did 1 through 14, and I just had them numbered. I didn't have them tiered. This year, I do have them tiered. And I want to explain real quick. I have how I kind of put this together was a little bit on what I potentially think they're going to do, a little bit on who I trust, a little more on pedigree, because obviously there are players that, like, it matters what you've done in the postseason. And then a lot of it is on how they're playing this season, all put together in one, and how it ranked there. But so most on how they're playing this season, the next would be pedigree, then potential and who I trust kind of evened. I just wanted to say that going in, that's kind of how I went about it, because obviously if it was like, oh, who has the best pedigree? Jalen Hurts, you could be like, it's maybe 3, because like just obviously Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion, that nature. So
I got to say,
I did want. Mm-hmm.
Next year, you might have to do this monthly.
I could do the monthly
because your tiers criteria changes a lot, because we do a preseason, obviously. Then midseason is where we have our heavy debates, because you're like, this is who I trust, and we're kind of like, should be a snapshot, and then reasonably so. I feel like playoffs should be a little different with like maybe who you trust more, because that that it kind of matters more towards the playoffs rather than regular season. So. I'm excited for this list.
Okay, we definitely could, and there's one player that I really don't know where I want to put, like between one tier and another. But my bottom tier, I've got 8 tiers on this thing.
8
so there's
tiers?
some people who are standing. There's some people who are standing alone. And got some titles.
Okay.
Obviously, we talk about a lot of things in media today. Sports media talks about narratives. So this first tier is called Change Your Narrative. And it's Sam Darnold, it's Bo Nix, and Bryce Young. Put it back. 14 Bryce Young, 13 Bo Nix, 12 Sam Darnold. I mean, because I do this in order. Like, I actually put numbers on these. Reason why I call it Change Your Narrative is, though you might feel whatever you felt about these guys during the regular season, if each of these teams lose, if I said, hey, the Broncos lost, people would probably be like, Bo Nix most likely made a mistake. The Seahawks lost, probably on Sam Darnold. Panthers, it does not even fully on just only on Bryce Young. They think that it's a lesser team, but Bryce Young, the narrative is, is he even a franchise guy? Like, shouldn't give him a 5th-year option. So this is Change Your Narrative. Like, they have a narrative on him right now, and for them to go out, go change it. Any thoughts?
Fair so far.
Fair so far.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, it wouldn't surprise me if you could put like Trevor Lawrence in this category.
It's true.
And Justin Herbert, because
that's
their narrative over the last few seasons have been, you're not even good enough to make the playoffs, and when you do make the playoffs,
Trevor has
Lawrence
a playoff win.
at least won that crazy game against Herbert. But both of them have a chance to kind of stamp their
almost beat the Chiefs too.
Because last year, it's very true.
No, but so
he could easily change his narrative to where people are like, all right, Trevor Lawrence is a franchise guy. Not only did he finish the season hot, but now he's making this playoff run. So
100%.
I wouldn't be mad at Herbert in this tier, but I want to hear what else you have. I want to hear the next tier specifically before I make my decision.
By the names, yes, by the placement, I don't agree. But by the name of the tier specifically, I don't disagree with you. And when I was writing them down, I was like, I could put a few people in a few different spots based off these names. So that's why I thought it was interesting. That's kind of why I named them the way I did, because I think it's going to be.
Before we get to Herbert too, and we'll make picks for games later on.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was a weird game last year with Houston. Like, I think the Chargers were even up before Herbert threw a couple picks. Weird game. Mm-hmm. And people came out of that game, predictably, media, of course, came out of the game was like, like Herbert in the playoffs. And I was like, that was kind of a weird game, as was the Jags game that they came back and won. Like, it wasn't totally Herbert. He wasn't great, but he doesn't all the way turn into a pumpkin like we saw Darnold in his 2 playoff games last year, right? So I think the Herbert narrative is overblown a little bit. But that being said, like, I don't mind him in this tier. And it's going to be more interesting because, like, spoiler alert, I think I can say me and Keenan will probably pick the Pats over the Chargers this week.
What?
And
let's just say, like, the Patriots.
I could see it even being like, I could see a world where it's like 23-17 Pats. Herbert doesn't necessarily play bad, and like they just lose, and maybe he doesn't make a play at the end, and we're still going to hear like, oh, Herbert in the playoffs. Like, I don't know. Some people get unfair narratives around them when it's like, it's not true, but it's not untrue. You know what I mean? And I feel like Herbert has kind of got that tag right now, but I still wouldn't mind him in this category, that being said.
Mm-hmm. So name-wise, I agree. Placement, I obviously, I know you guys are talking more name. So there's a couple people who could be in this technically, but where I have it is 7. Create your narrative. And this is the 11th quarterback. So, and this is just standalone Caleb Williams. And I'm going Drake May's higher, clearly. And the reason why I didn't put Drake May in there, I'll explain why I didn't put Drake May in this specific one, because technically he is also a quarterback who is creating his narrative. But the reason why I put create your narrative with Caleb Williams in this is because Caleb Williams, at this point in time, he comes in number 1 pick. Oh my gosh, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, these kind of guys he's thrown there. So like the narrative's already pushed for him. Like he is going to be elite special. And then after year 1, it was like, this guy's not even, is he the 4th or 5th best quarterback in his own draft class? Like, come on. I think he is now like almost on himself an even playing field, where some people feel like high on Caleb, some people are low on Caleb, some people are whatever on him. But he has the chance right now to go legitimately create his narrative to me from scratch. If he has a great playoffs game and great playoff run, say you get to the NFC Championship game, it's like, oh, Caleb is really that guy. If he has a terrible game and they lose, it's like, come on, Caleb. And then if he's mediocre and he's in the middle, I think that it's going to be, again, what is Caleb? So I think for him, it's legitimately a create your narrative kind of game. So that's why I have him specifically, and I guess you could put other people there, but I just have Caleb there because I'm also tiering these quarterbacks and how I feel they are in 11-1.
Very
true.
14-1. Very true. To kind of go with what Tim said, though, I wouldn't mind T. Law or Herbert in this tier either. I think that would be very fair to put them in this tier.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
You could put Jacob May in this tier too. That wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
Just call him Jacob.
I think it's hard.
Just call him Jacob.
Jacob May.
I kind of like that.
Jacob. Yeah.
Jacob.
Drake May. I think with Caleb, it's been like a really interesting season. Apart from the Packers game where he threw like the game-winning touchdown, and then against the 49ers, he played really well. The takeaway from the Bears has been like, this is a well-coached offense, not Caleb Williams is shining or anything like that. So I could see them losing a game and people not being like, oh, Caleb sucks, he's not going to be a franchise QB. I could totally see that. But then I could see exactly what you're saying, where he could go out there and ball out and create a narrative that he is that guy and lead them to an NFC Championship game where they lose or something like that. So I do agree with having him here. I think Drake May should be in the same tier because we haven't seen him in the playoffs. We have no idea, like he has to also create his narrative. Sure, he's created it this season with potentially winning an MVP, but we have no idea what postseason Drake May is.
And that's fair. And that's fair.
True.
Off of the title specifically. I personally obviously wouldn't put him next to Caleb on the ranking, But like, I get what you're saying too, because that's kind of the titles of these make it so it's interesting to put people where. But obviously, I have this ranked at Bryce 14, Bo 13, Sam 12, Caleb 11. And then, is any other comments? Or are we good to go to the?
Good to go.
Next year. All right. And so my last one with the word narrative in it. I had 3 bottom ones, and then we'll get it there. This one's 6, and it's 10 Jordan Love, 9 CJ Stroud, and it's what narrative are you? And this is there because you have these guys who were top 5 potential quarterbacks when they were rookies, or Jordan Love's first season. I shouldn't call him a rookie, but CJ was a pure rookie. They both go out there, win a playoff games, and games that were like, wait, what? And Jordan Love beat the.
I'm sorry, I just noticed Brandon Petty switched his name from last podcast to this podcast. I just seen that.
And so, like, you have that, like, which narrative are you? The top 5 guy, or like the guys who go through it's like, is Jordan Love really that good, or is CJ Stroud really that good? Did it kind of just catch lightning in the bottle? Like, what narrative or which narrative are you? Are you guys we're bordering on top 5, top 10 quarterbacks perennially every year, or are you guys just good NFL quarterbacks who we're not sure if what they can really do at their pinnacle? So that, and there are 10 and 9, Jordan Love 10, CJ Stroud 9.
It almost seems like an extension of the last tier, so it seems like very similar. But yeah, keep hitting us with names.
I would swap Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. I'd put Love above Stroud, but that's just me. I think you can trust Jordan Love a little bit more.
So this is where I think regular season and post, like, Jordan Love has played 1 really good playoff game, 2 bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then CJ Stroud has played 2, like, 1 good game, 1 solid, couple bad, and like a couple eh. And when it came down to it, they really, to me, those quarterbacks almost only like feel like they're in lockstep. And I was like, I think I just trust CJ Stroud a hair more. I think Jordan Love has a little higher potential, but I think I like CJ's floor just a touch more. So like, I think that's where I went. But again, they're the same tier. So if you think that they would switch them, like, that's the point why they're on the same tier. Like, it's the same thing.
Keep them in the same tier. I would just put Love over Stroud.
And then this guy.
You know what?
Go on. What's up?
We're getting there anyway, but it's almost hard for me. I know I made a case for like why Herbert shouldn't be like labeled as this like non-big game quarterback, but I think I'd have both of them maybe ahead of Herbert at this point. But I'd have to hear again what else you got. But this is for playoffs too. Regular season, I'd probably lean Herbert. But we'll see.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta respect it. Okay. So my next tier. What does your talent mean? And it's Justin Herbert at 8, Trevor Lawrence at 7, and Drake May at 6.
That's good. That's pretty good.
What does your talent mean? Like, obviously, you guys are all, when it comes to running and throwing and just what you want in an ideal quarterback, all of you guys have it. All 3 of you guys. Everything you'd ask for. The size, the athleticism. But what does it mean? Are you actually good? Are you actually great? Or are you just really talented? And with Herbert, it's, okay, so that first game, he played really well in the first half. He didn't play well in the second half. They lost. Trevor, the exact opposite. Played really bad in the first half, played really well in the second half, and he played a good game against the Chiefs. And then, obviously, there have been questions about both of them. And then Drake May is a little bit different within this conversation because, obviously, it's like, okay, you went to North Carolina, played some there, and then you go to the NFL. There's a lot of talent there. This year, it's like, okay, super talented. He makes all the right decisions, speaks like everything about him, just checks all the boxes. But what does that mean? Does that mean you're a winning quarterback, or does that just mean you're another talented guy who plays quarterback but can't really up their level when the stakes are at their highest?
I like that tier. Again, the only thing I do, like, if we're talking playoffs, I would put Trevor over May just because of playoff experience. That's the only reason why.
That's fair too. Because obviously I weighed how they're playing this season and with how well Trevor's playing this season plus the playoffs. If you switched him, okay. I had May there because I was like, I think he's the MVP So I kind of lean that a little bit more.
Regular season, yeah.
But I lean that a little bit more. But hey, Trevor has played and won a playoff game. He's been in that situation. Comeback win. I'm not going to say anything about it. So if you had Trevor switch with May, by all means, I think it's fair. Alrighty. So next, this tier's called Enhance Your Legacy, and it's just Aaron Rodgers. Everything for this moment right now, it's if he goes out and loses to a ferocious Texans pass rush, it's like, okay, he got the Pittsburgh Steelers to the playoffs. What'd you expect him to do? They don't have much that great offensive talent, but you go and you're going to win a home playoff game for the Steelers and get themselves a playoff win for the first time in a long time. And then maybe you're on the road and maybe you're going to Denver. Maybe you're going to New England. Maybe you're like, where are you going next? Like, just this is only positive. It's zero negative unless he throws 6 picks, which Rodgers doesn't do that. So like, just enhance your legacy, enhance more. Because like, if you go on a deep playoff run, the end of your career, it's like, oh man, this guy. And then he's still going to be in that Phillip Rivers conversation, which Kyle and I talked about on the last one we did together. It was like, oh, that team's 6-7. Their quarterback just got hurt for 5 weeks. Aaron, if he doesn't come back, hey, Aaron, you ready? Dust off the cobwebs.
Before we debate this or debate anybody's place, I do want to ask everybody here. Let's just say the Steelers lose on Monday night or even lose next week. Say they win, lose, whatever. They lose early in the first 2 rounds. Does anyone actually believe this is Aaron Rodgers, either this week or next week's his last game played in his career?
I do.
Really?
Like,
I do.
I have a hard time.
Last year is a true starter. He might come back for a team, but I think this is his last year where he's going to be going into a season week 1 as a starter.
I mean, this last game period, like he's Tom Brady done.
I think so. I have a hard
52-48, yes.
Right, yeah.
52-48, I think the only team he would come back for is Pittsburgh next year, and I think they would have him back, so I would say no. I think he would be willing to keep going.
My thing is, like, if you come back to Pittsburgh, like, realistically, what are you competing for? Like, I don't think you're going to be good enough to win a title. So it's like, are you coming back to your stats? Like, is it just for ego purposes? Because, like, I even if they bring in more playmakers, stuff like that, like, I have a hard time seeing them getting to a Super Bowl. Because the thing is, if you come back, you're going to be, what is he, 42 this year, 43? Like, you're older. It's very possible that he just falls off of a cliff. It's very possible that he just loses arm strength, that maybe his processing speed slows down a little bit. I have a hard time seeing that. Like, plus 2, I would think that Pittsburgh would want to go with somebody younger. Like, I think you actually have to draft a guy. Like, I think you need to. I think at 43, like, I think it's just going to be difficult.
Definitely. I think he's coming back. I don't necessarily know if that's going to be with Pittsburgh, but I don't think, let's say they lose to Houston on Monday, I don't think that's the last we see of Aaron Rodgers. And Collinsworth, I think it was Chris Collinsworth, might have been someone else, but basically confirmed that in Sunday night's game. He said that Aaron Rodgers hasn't been thinking about if this was his last game. And honestly, this whole season, there's been like no indication of that. He said that in the preseason, but this entire season, he's like, aside from like when he gets rid of the ball within 1 second, aside from that, like, sounds like a dude that wants to be around. Sounds like a dude that might be back next year. At least sounds like a dude that's not retiring this year. Whether that's the route of him actually being in training camp on a roster week 1, or like Keenan said, like someone gets injured and then, all right, let's call Aaron Rodgers. Like, that seems like the most likely and really the most successful path. Because, man, like that pass he had down the seam to Adam Thielen on Sunday was unreal. Like, he can still just do that. And he just doesn't have the weapons, and he doesn't have the pocket.
I think he could do that at 60.
He might be able to.
I'm just thinking he's one of those guys who doesn't like throw in the off season. Like, he's not like I'm super training. Like, he just picks up a ball and throws it.
Like, think of him. Think of him with Indy in a dome. Think of him in like doing exactly what Phillip Rivers did this year with Indy.
honestly,
that's a tough team.
Atlanta, call him if you can't get someone. Just for a year, like if Penix isn't ready, just for a year, Bijan, Dome, Drake London, if you sign Kyle Pitts back, they have a good offensive line. They have a good defense.
He put up stats, and not only that, he would hang in the pocket. You would see Aaron Rodgers hang in the pocket with that type of
I could
offense.
see that, yeah.
Just like call Atlanta, call him. Like just for a year? Like, are you kidding? Especially if you have you're not in a position where you can draft a first-round pick. You don't have a first-round pick. Like just if he's not coming back to the Steelers and they go a different direction for some reason, Atlanta, hey, come throw to Drake London. I promise you, the skill position here is a little bit better than it is over there in Pittsburgh. And the division's just as bad as it was this year. Like 9 wins will get it done for you this year, like it did last. Like, come on. But so interesting. But Aaron Rodgers would be quarterback number 5 in tier 4. And so then quarterbacks number 4 and 3 in this order is Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy. Actually, I have Jalen Hurts behind Brock Purdy, and it's because of how Brock Purdy's been playing this season.
I'm so confused.
It's because of how
I'm so confused.
It's because of how it's because this is, and the reason here the reason why is because I did focus a lot on how you have been playing this year, and I know Hurts won the Super Bowl and Purdy lost it, but Purdy played super well in the Super Bowl that he played in, and Hurts is not playing. No, and
I'm only confused because this has been like the Jalen Hurts like Showtime piece, and now we got
I completely understand that, but from the 2 conversations 2 times ago, the reason why he is here is because I've now weighing it more on what we've done this season, and especially over what we've seen late. Who has Hurts been even on the same level as Brock Purdy over these last 6 weeks?
Fuck no.
That's my point.
When we started this tier, I was ready to stand up for Purdy and say that he better be over Jalen Hurts. So I'm on board.
So no, I'm just saying I think the gap between them has been enough to where it's not like Purdy hasn't had playoff success, which is why they were an injured team last year, and then the year before he was walking off the field in an overtime in the Super Bowl winning. So I put there, but the tier's proven stars. They're proven stars. They're guys who I don't have any questions really about. Is the moment too big for them? Oh, can they play well in this spot? Are they gonna be able to play well in this spot? They just don't. They're proven stars. They're not superstars, but they're proven stars to me. And then I'm going to quickly just say the rest. Before we have the rest of this conversation, I'm going to quickly just say these last 2. Josh Allen by himself at number 2, get it done. Figure it out. No Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow, get it done. And then 1, Matt Stafford, no questions. You could put Josh Allen. I almost put Josh Allen next to Matt Stafford because I really don't have any questions about who the player of Josh Allen is. It's more so the fact that Matt Stafford is a Super Bowl champion. So I wanted to put him Super Bowl champion playing better than Josh Allen is this season. Obviously, one's in the MVP conversation, one's faded from it. So I wanted Matt Stafford to be number 1 because he deserves it. And I wanted Josh Allen 2 because obviously, it's Josh Allen. Come on now. But just get it done. I understand you're going to Jacksonville. It's tough. But you've gone to Arrowhead. You've had to do a lot of things. Josh, this is going to be the last probably playoff you'll ever have with no Mahomes, no Allen, no Lamar. So people would say those are 2, 3, and 4. If you're saying he's 1 of the best quarterbacks in the league, maybe put Stafford in there, whatever. But Stafford's in the other conference too. Come on now, get it done.
It's crazy.
If you're him, this is the year you get it done.
It's crazy because you're right. No Lamar, no Patrick Mahomes. It's Josh Allen by himself, and of course, it's the one year that the Pats win 14 games, right? They can't even get a home playoff game. And not only that, they probably got the toughest draw out of the first round. I know Brandon keeps saying they got a tough draw. Bills got a tough draw themselves with getting the Jags. And they're probably the hottest team in the league.
And you have a team where I think this might be, out of the last 4 years, maybe the worst Bills team.
Possibly.
I think this Bills team has the most questions.
I just kind of like this Bills team a little bit.
I like them.
I like their weapons.
I like them, but like,
I actually like their weapons a little more than I did initially. I think Cooks.
I think their weapons are horrible. Like,
I mean, they're not great. They're not like great, but I think they kind of balance
Brandon
out.
Cooks, I agree. Like if Brandon Cooks does something, or maybe a Gabe Davis resurrection, like that's certainly in the realm of possibilities. Gabe Davis goes 4 for 132 and 2 touchdowns or something.
The defense is worse than typically it has been in the past, and then offensively, that line's not playing as well as it was last year. James Cook's been phenomenal, so don't get me wrong. James Cook's amazing, but
if he shut down the run, that's kind of
that's where the thing, and they can't defend the run really, which that can be a ball. Like this is whoever plays Buffalo, like if it's Jacksonville and only Jacksonville or whatever teams, it's 35-25 is really all you got to think, and that's just time of possession. We need 35 minutes of possessing the football, and
that's what I think it's going to be. Not to go ahead.
No. I was going to say that they'll let us say, and most likely you can win that game. Obviously, Josh can do a lot with 25 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, not to go into that, but I think it's going to be a great game because it's number one rushing offense versus number one rushing defense. So
I'm mad that's not the primetime game. I'm mad that's a 1 o'clock game. I'm like, we should flip the Pats and Chargers, and I think that's going to be the best game of the weekend.
No, we are not allowed to do that because I work 12 to 7 on Sunday. Love it. Can't wait to be at work watching the Bills Jags, and then I get to watch this, but I get to be home comfortable for Patriots Chargers. So we're not switching a bit. In reality, Kyle, you're right. Jags but Bills is the marquee game.
I can't wait for that game. I cannot wait for that game.
Oh man. But yeah, so that's in order. I'm going to read them I'm going to read 1 to 14 just to read the quarterbacks in order. Matt Stafford, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, Bryce Young.
You know what? I almost think you got to have, this is crazy because I've been pretty anti-Hurts, but I think you at least got to have Hurts and Purdy, like, what is it? They're 4?
They're 3 and 4.
3 and 4, maybe have them like 3A, 3B. I feel like that's almost fair.
I'm fine with Purdy over Hurts.
That's cop out.
Like I think in general, in a vacuum, I'm Purdy all day over Hurts. But we're talking playoffs, and we're talking like Hurts has been to 2.
He has been to 2. And
he's even won 1. But
cool thing is, we get to see this game.
We get to see it. We get to see
Purdy. They couldn't have.
And not only that, it's
Bears,
Purdy against
Packers
a real
never
defense.
played against each other in the playoffs. Once in the playoffs. That's insane. And of how long they've been there, forever. Like since the Super Bowl era, they played the once in the playoffs. Yeah, the Jay Cutler.
They played the Jay Cutler game, and I think I heard earlier they played in like the 40s. So yeah, you're essentially right.
41.
Yeah.
They played in 41, and it was but like that's insane. Like those teams have been there forever, and they haven't seen each other in the playoffs more than once.
Yo, they try to gas that rivalry too. What's that, Petty?
Oh my god.
So I feel bad for the Panthers.
Oh man, yeah. And they somehow won.
Panthers say, "Hey, we beat them already once this year. What does it matter?" They came to us and we kicked their teeth, and then hey, come back.
You know what's crazy? And I think I said this in the group chat. After the Panthers lost, like I thought the Panthers were actually going to win that game, but after they lost, I'm like, all right, I kind of would rather see Tampa in the playoffs than the Panthers. Like I don't really want to see the Panthers in the playoffs, even though I think they're more deserving. And I kind of felt the same way once the Ravens and Steelers were playing. I'm like, all right, I'd rather see the Ravens play next week than the Steelers. Like Steelers are probably one of the most unwatchable teams I've seen this entire year. And that's with the bad teams. That's with teams like the Titans. Like the Steelers are awful.
I'm not going to lie. I actually kind of wanted the Steelers, and I think it's going to be a fun game.
That's fine. They don't do anything like that second half, and not even the second half. That fourth quarter when they actually move the ball, that's like once every month for them. No joke. Like they'll pick a game, and they'll pick a 6-minute stretch, and they'll be like, okay, we're gonna move the ball now. But that's it. Like you do not get it consistently with the Steelers at all. Not even for a half.
I think you'll see more with DK back. I really think DK. I know. I just really. Well, towards the back half of the season, we were starting to see it. Like he played really well against the Ravens. He had like 7 for a buck at 48, and then he was playing well against the Lions, and then. So I think DK could be I think that game's going to be a really interesting one.
It's definitely going to be. It's going to be an ugly ass game, but I'm telling you, that offense does not put it together for that offense never puts together for a whole quarter.
I like Steelers against the spread. I don't know who I like in the game yet. 3.5 at home.
If you like the Steelers against the
spread, I know who I do, and I can promise you
on
it
the
ain't
money
the Steelers.
But yeah, but I'm not saying who I'm picking yet or not, but I'm just saying Mike Tomlin doesn't lose at home on Monday night. It's never happened. We've never seen it. Just don't know what it looks like. Home I think he's 12-0.
Of Adam Thielen.
He's 22-3 overall on Monday night.
Steelers have a
Texans
stupid.
are right now.
I had this written down. Steelers have won like 23 straight home games. Is that true?
On Monday night?
Maybe it's Monday night. I had it in my notes.
Monday night. Maybe it's on Monday night because like they're 12-0. Mike Tomlin's 12-0. I think it's Monday night home games. They've won like 20. They haven't lost in like forever.
That's very interesting.
They're just they're nasty on Monday night. It's like, oh, Monday night Steelers, book them.
That's very random.
But yeah, those are the QB tiers. Thanks guys. Appreciate it.
It's a good time.
It was a good time. So we've got. Obviously, it's hard to talk about what these quarterbacks are going to do, even the awards was hard to talk about on the previous pod without thinking about the playoffs. But we'll be talking playoffs very soon. Very soon on the pod. We'll be very excited to talk playoffs on this pod here. We've got a lot coming up over the week and it's playoff week. How can we not? We've got a Super Wildcard weekend. Is not my favorite weekend, but man, we get some games, and we've got some slate. Bears, Packers, Jags, Bills, Patriots, Chiefs. Like, every game, there's a storyline to it, and every game looks like it. Sorry, I said Chiefs, Chargers. Golly. Oh, my God, I'm a drunk. Maybe I just want to beat Patrick Mahomes again in the playoffs, so that's probably why I'm thinking too much of it. But, yes.
Don't forget Thursday and Friday, too. We got a prelude to.
Oh, we do have a prelude. This is going to be a fun 5 days of football. Like, if you are a football fan, the next 5 days are for you. Games that mean the world to all of these coaches, players, fans, everything. But this was the Warner Brothas Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe here on YouTube under the video, or if you're listening audibly. Thank you. We appreciate all of that. Instagram, TikTok, all at Warner Brothas Podcast. We appreciate all of you guys. We'll be seeing you guys again very soon.